Hi guys, it's Mattiace, and in today's video I'm going to show you some of those epic and very exciting moments that has made me keep coming back to this game, Call of Duty Warzone. At this point in time, we are at the very end game. It was a very slow round actually, but it's going to be a little bit more intense here. I see a number of players here. They're both fighting each other's and to some degree fighting me as well. And I took a little bit of damage, put on another plate, was hoping to try to pick up another gas mask there, but as I instead try to run into the safe zone, I get downed, and this happens. Why am I not using the self-revive? Yeah, did you see how close that was? I am literally on like just a few hit points, and luckily I got up again right here in this bush, which is why the only player left in this circle now didn't see me. I think that's why I got away here. Now, I'm not entirely sure if there are some reasons why I couldn't use the self-revive there. Maybe it's because I was at the edge of that little, I don't know, the ledge there, and that's why. But yeah. Whatever it is, I don't know. Anyway, there's just 2 players left, and I'm one of them.
Primary objective complete. Good work out there.
Whoa! So next up here, I want to get over this open area, past the loadout drop, of course, and I'm picking off this guy by the loadout drop, but of course there are plenty of people with their aims in this direction. Took a snipe here, took another and another bullet, and now I've lost all my shields. So again, the self-revive actually saves me. I don't know why nobody finished me off here. There's 2 guys shooting me from 2 different directions. Now I can only assume that these 2 guys are actually fighting one another also, which is at very long range. Now I know that whoever is behind me has to be relatively close, and I activate the UAV and he pops up there. So I turn around, I'm able to finish him off, luckily, and now I have to just run away to avoid being sniped from that guy that I'm actually running towards now, I'm assuming, but it doesn't really matter that much because I have some cover here. I'm keeping an eye out behind me because, of course, there are more people that could show up here. They could have ghost, and there's nobody that is detected by the UAV close by, but that doesn't mean they're not there. Now, judging from the direction, I believe that was the guy that was sniping me before, and obviously he also had a long-range assault rifle. Now, one of the bad decisions that I keep making in Warzone, and that has killed me several times, is that I just can't keep my eyes off the loot. Now, the way that I pick up this loot here, especially this UAV or precision airstrike, something that I really don't recommend. Now, of course, if there was some more valuable loot there, and if you were in a situation where you really needed, let's say, a couple of plates or maybe a weapon, now that's another story. Imagine what kind of an easy kill that guy would have had on me if he got to that position about 10 seconds earlier. So next up here is a rather unusual situation. I was playing with Onisako, but he had to go, and now I'm alone in a squad game. This is an entire squad that I'm facing all by myself. Get fucking rekt. So next up here we have the end game again of a win, and with this particular win I'm actually going to upload the full round on my secondary channel. I do that with some of the wins that has enough interesting moments in them. Now with the previous win that you saw, that one was a bit of a too slow round, so I'm not going to upload that. But for this one, if you want to see the whole video, then yes, it's going to be on my secondary channel. There's a link in the description. Now, here is, it's a bit of an interesting moment because normally I don't run with C4, but it actually plays a part in one of the engagements coming here. And again, I'm using the M4. A lot of people are asking me, have I stopped using the Grau? No, I haven't. I still use the Grau, especially for squad. But when I believe that the engagements are going to be in somewhat urban areas, such as this is kind of urban, then I prefer the M4 because I think it's better up until about 40, maybe 50 meters. So the strategy here is to stick very close to the gas. I'm at the very edge of the zone, and that is because I don't want to risk being shot from behind. So that's one less direction that I need to be looking out for. And as you can tell, I'm looking out in a lot of different directions anyway. So I finally spot someone next to that red container. Yeah, I was able to take that player out with the C4, but now I'm running out of cover. I'm gonna have to jump over this green fence or whatever you call it, and these logs, these piles of logs here, are the last thing that keeps me away from line of sight from the rest of the players. Of course, the other players are in the same situation. Now, unfortunately for me, that guy saw me before I saw him, and I'm using my gas mask to the fully while plating up, and then this. See, I actually thought I would be jumping down a little bit earlier there, but in the end, it turned out in my favor. So next up here, we're in a situation where I actually would have preferred to have the Grau. Not for the guy that I just killed, that was a perfect situation for the M4, but the guy over here to the north, I really need a long-range weapon. And yes, this is a Grau, but it's somebody else's Grau, and do not confuse this one with my setup for a range. This is a completely different build, and I don't like it at all. I just had to pick something up earlier. Now I have control of this buy station, and it plays a big part here. I need some... well, it's always good with the self-revive. I could buy some plates. But what I want to show you here is something completely different. I want to show you some of the movements that I'm using whenever I take damage out in the open. I have a few clips of this from earlier videos, and one of the things you want to do is you want to switch to whatever weapon you sprint fastest with, and you want to plate up while doing this, because you might be able to put on one of those plates at the same time. Next up here, if you have never used a snapshot grenade, pay attention extra here. It is actually really, really good used at the right moment. Now, a lot of people consider airstrikes completely useless, and in many cases they are. Now, if you place an airstrike on a player, they will get a notification that there is an airstrike incoming, and of course that means that they will run away. But that can be a good thing because you might use the airstrike in a way to flush somebody out from cover, like in this situation.
This is Striker 3-1, good copy. Strike inbound.
Now, most of the times when I've actually gotten kills with the airstrikes, it's because I've been able to predict where a player is going, and I've been able to place the airstrike there ahead of time. Like, for example, on a buy station or a loadout drop. Next up here, we spawned out of Gulag, or this is actually probably from the stimulus moment when there was no Gulag, and I really want my loadout drop, but I completely failed with my parachute. Now, some people like the M13 upgraded as their assault rifle. I don't really, but in this situation, in this urban area, I really like to have my M5, so I might as well keep the M13 anyway. What? That's not a one-hit kill! Get fucking wrecked, boys! So do you guys like it when I lay down traps at doorways and stuff? I actually do this all the time, and sometimes pays off.
Enemy UAV overhead.
So I'm going to replace this Uzi with a legendary SMG, and after that there's gonna be one more clip. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and big thanks for watching.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Two guys right there.
Knocked one almost.
UAV overhead.
One low.
Enemies here.
Down one.
Nice. One hit. He's low. He's low. Push him.
Oh yeah, there's two more.
Spotted.
Oh.
Grenade out.
Nice. I'm dying here.
I've got you.
Where you look at? Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah, nice.